Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Urban Cube. Today we have with us Madhav Pai. WRI India has worked across these wicked problems, whether it's mobility and addressing it through transit-oriented development, governance challenges. Now we're working on resilience, clean energy, land, and a lot more. But beyond individual projects and plans, how do you think WRI India has catalyzed shifts in the urban ecosystem, be it in terms of the ways of working, like forming and being part of long-term partnerships, norms or ideas that have shifted discourse or are continuing to shift discourse?
Before I respond to the question, I think one of the more other fundamental challenge around cities in India is the fact that they're not empowered enough. So they don't have their own finances, they don't have the necessary capability to run and manage cities, and they don't have the necessary power to run and manage cities. Right. So I think WRI as a knowledge organization has been able to support the capacity side of the problem, right? Like, I mean, where as you think about urbanization, as you think about business models to develop transport, or you think about business models to manage waste, you reimagine urban planning, what is the state of practice around the world? What of that can we learn and bring to India? So, our easy part of our job is creating or producing the knowledge, writing reports or inviting experts to speak. The harder part is how do we bring the knowledge at the right place at the right time to be able to inform then the right conversations. So right people, right place, right time, and that is our challenge. So we've had a few experiments that we have done in that space, and happy to talk about it as we go along.
Right. So, like you're saying, we have been working a lot towards bridging sort of research, data, capacities, policy, and on the ground practice. We're an integrator of sorts and looking for the right opportunity, right people, right time to bring these to bear. So, what has this role allowed us to do that you think that either government or academia or anyone else alone might struggle with? And for us, where has it been the most challenging?
Again, I think I'll talk a little bit about our experiments. I would say we have had success. I think, to a large extent, when we first started, we came up with, came to support, building a lot of mass transit systems, with the idea of bus rapid transit. And there, of course, it was a lot of what we were able to do is both bring people like me who were experts in their own way on those particular topics, bring global examples, global expertise, and really provide that technical support to projects to be able to get them to implementation. Uh, but that means that we were only bringing the knowledge to these few places that we were working on. So uh, the other thing of was that markets were responding. I always say, in India, motorcycles, water tankers, diesel set generators are a response to what public service delivery has not been able to provide. So anyway, I think with the evolution of technology, sensors, GPS, lot more entrepreneurs were also starting to bring solutions, right, to these public problems. So there, I think one thing we did try to do is run these accelerator programs. So we would partner with government, define problems, and see if we can and help run accelerators where we invite entrepreneurs to then design solutions to solve those particular problems. As the metro systems got implemented across the country, we ran an accelerator to think about last mile connectivity. More recently, and Jai, you've been part of it, the idea of nature based solutions in cities, where how do we use green infrastructure, gardens, parks to manage issues of flooding and heat and all of that. How do we get entrepreneurs? So these accelerators, and now I think we've run over close to 2 dozen accelerators. So these accelerators became platforms where we were able to not only just engage with government, get entrepreneurs to participate, get private investors to come, and in a way we were also able to bring the knowledge, the understanding, the broader framing of the problem to this larger audience. I think to do spatial planning, you need to bring map making, other capabilities. I think with the evolution of access to data from satellites and remote sensing. I think we set up the geospatial lab, and I think through that we were able to really bring visualizations of cities where growth is happening, where where congestion is, where waste is, where the risks are, where the economy is, where are jobs located. So I think bringing these sort of visuals also really helped. I mean, I usually really like to, I think these three visuals that we created for Bangalore were always for me very defining sort of way of communicating, right? We today you can literally track all newly poured concrete on earth. So all the new buildings, all the new roads that were getting built. So if you look at the new built up area map and overlay it on the the valleys drain map, which is basically the topography of Bangalore, and you see that 85% of water bodies or floodplains are built on, right? Just I think till then the conversation was whether we are building on it or not, right? Once we put this map, then the conversation, okay, we've built on it, now what do we do from here? So, or I think when Bangalore was building the metro, and we were able to show that how population in the center of Bangalore is actually decreasing, but that's where we are building the infrastructure, right? So this donut effect that is now happening in happen in many cities. So I think visually, once we were able to see these things, also we were able to really move the conversations forward, move towards solutions. So I think beyond just doing printed research and a few of us carrying it in voice, I think the accelerators, this the geospatial data visualizations, and I think more recently we've been also trying to build larger alliances with partners, other partner organizations around these topics. So I think again, as a knowledge organization, creating knowledge, but I think the harder challenge always for us has been how do we take this knowledge to more people and more places. And these are a few of the experiments. And we've had some success, but of course, I think a lot to also learn and reflect on how we can do this much more effectively and how we can get a lot more people in the ecosystem to do this.
Thank you very much and speak again soon.
Thank you very much.